I'll go ahead and call the August 25th BZA Board of Zoning Appeals meeting to order. Roll call.
Chris Lamb.
Here.
Sarah Payne.
Here.
Peter Kemp. Dave Schlemmer.
Here.
Logan Zuber.
Here.
All right. I can confirm that we do have a quorum. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes from the last meeting?
Yes.
I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Any need to modify the agenda tonight? Okay. Seeing no old business, we'll move on to news. I'll go ahead and open the public hearing for BZA Development Standard Variance 2026-015. Staff report, please.
Thank you. James Ketteret, City Planner for Auburn. So Bob Kraft, who's representing the YMCA of DeKalb County, filed a request for a variance to allow the installation of a fence within the front yard setback area of property the YMCA owns at 500 North Street. It's highlighted in the yellow on the map. This is a newer property that they acquired recently. The proposed location of the fence would extend to the west of the existing building, but also towards North Street. So it would extend out from the building, what would be the south edge of the building, 55 feet. So it's going to project towards the North Street, 55 feet from the front of the building, but it would still be set back 50 feet from the right-of-way line of North Street. There's also a drawing below of the fenced-in area describing the size and basically two sections of the fenced-in area would be installed. The property is zoned institutional, the same as the main YMCA facility itself. Just a couple of site photographs showing you the area. This is the view looking from North Street to the north on the west side of the building, the area that will be enclosed with the fence. It's just an aerial photograph of the property showing the grassed area where the fence will be installed. We sent notices out and for adjacent property owners, and we published the legal notice in the Star on August 11th. We did not receive any comments from any individuals on the request. The fence will be a 6-foot aluminum. It's a decorative fence. Again, the fence extends in front of the building, so our code does not allow any fence over 3 foot in height to be within the front yard setback area. The front yard setback area of this property is anything from the front of the building towards the street. If the building was set back 300 feet, that's how far back the fence would have to be set back. That's the way the code's written. When this building was built, the building had a 100-foot setback, which is why you see the building so far back off of North Street. The existing building is a little bit over 100 feet. It's 105 foot back from the property. And then this is just an illustration that the applicant provided what the fence type will be. So it'll be an open fence. You will be able to see through it. It'll be 6 foot, but it is decorative in nature, yet it encloses the area that they need enclosed, which will be an outdoor playground area. Of course, the whole child care facility is being expanded. And so with the additional children, additional space needs for the play area, and that necessitates this addition to the playground area. In fact, they had to, I believe, eliminate part of the previous playground area where the building is being extended to the south. As I mentioned, the fence is still going to be 50-foot setback from the right-of-way line, which itself is also set back from the curb and the sidewalk. And the applicant did submit proposed findings on their request. So staff's recommendation, again, it's an open style fence, so it's not going to block anybody's visibility, whether automobile or pedestrian or even the neighbors, if they, typically would like to keep line of sight open for adjacent properties. But it's not going to affect that in any way. Again, with the building set so far back, even the fence encroaching into the setback still leaves a more than adequate setback off of the North Street. So we do recommend you accept staff proposed findings that we've submitted for your consideration and approve this variance application. Concludes staff report.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions for staff? Would the applicant like to come and speak to the project?
Sure, just.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Yep, Bob Kraft, 3295 County Road 52, Auburn, Indiana, and I'm the CEO there at the Y. We're adding 13 more, or 10 more classrooms. We'll go from 13 to 23 classrooms. I'll have as many as 435 kids per day, which we believe is the largest single site childcare in the 3-state area. That's a single site. So we do have to add a lot of playgrounds. We're adding 9 playgrounds throughout the property, and this. At being able to use this big grass area that was so far that, like you said, the building's way far back. There's a large grass area. There's a mound. We're going to leave the mound there because if we take the grass off of it, it'll be 2 or 3 years before the kids could use it, and they'll like rolling down that hill anyway. But we did want to put two fences crossways there to make another little area on the flat, probably for swing sets, and we separate kids by classrooms and ages and stuff. So it takes quite a bit of outdoor play space. They will have obviously access. The nice thing about moving the before and after school kids here instead of that shopping mall is they'll have access to the Y a lot closer with that crosswalk that Cindy put in for us. However, we don't want to have to take them across there every single day all the time. You know what I mean? It'd be nice, like when they're waiting for their parents to pick them up. If they're outside, they're right there at the building as opposed to being across the road. So we appreciate approval of this.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant? Major. Anybody from the audience want to speak for or against the project? Hearing none, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing and for discussion.
Really needed. If you feel safe, everybody need negative.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. She's
I had no idea you could accommodate that many kids. That's amazing.
good. Can you imagine?
Yeah, with the expanded area being an open fence, I don't see an issue with that. But that's a good application for use, and that is a very far setback right now. So, hearing that, I'll move to Gene for findings of fact, sir.
You have findings of fact in front of you on your screen. Staff has proposed 3 findings of fact in the affirmative. Do you wish to adopt those findings of fact?
Yes.
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 Real quick, they're not all in the affirmative. They're as presented by staff.
Okay, that's presumed. Well, actually, write for all of them.
Will not be injurious.
Yeah, they're all approved.
Correct. Okay, sorry.
And so then you should entertain a motion to
Yep.
approve.
I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the findings of fact.
Move to approve BZA standard variance 2026-015.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. And then any final points of discussion for the project?
Thank you very much.
I'll entertain a motion for the project. No, that was the findings of fact.
I approved the project, the standard
I think
variance.
that was the project.
Oh.
We didn't approve.
I get thrown off. Bear with me. I'm still
He's still new.
throwing off on that one. All right. So back to the agenda. Good luck, sir.
Yep.
Have a good day. Moving on to
Open house sometime late October, November.
October, November. Fantastic. Thank you. I'll go ahead and open the public hearing for BZA Development Standard Variance 2026-016. Staff report.
Thank you, sir. And with the board's permission, if we could also open the public hearing for the next case. I have one staff report that covers both
Okay.
requests, but they're 2 separate requests.
And then in that case, I'll go ahead and open the BZA Standard Variance 2026-017 public hearing as well.
Thank you, sir. So for these 2 requests, the application was filed by Kim Ward. She's representing Northeastern Group Realty Incorporated, which is on behalf of the property owner, Michael Stafford, requesting a variance to allow off-street parking spaces to be directly accessed from 13th Street That's the first variance. The second request is to allow the setback for said parking area from the east property line to be reduced from 10 feet down to 2 feet. This property is at 608 South Main Street. It's at the corner of Main and 13th. This required public hearing advertised in the Star on August 11th, and there were 4 adjacent property owners notified. The property is highlighted in yellow. The site plan for the parking area is on the screen, and it would be in the rear of the structure. Again, the access to the spaces would be directly off of 13th Street. The property is zoned institutional district, which is the same zoning of the other 4 corners of the intersection. A couple of site photographs. This is actually the existing home, so it was a residential single-family home that they were looking to purchase. This is from the second photograph is from 13th Street, looking northwest at the rear yard. So the existing green storage shed would be removed, and the parking space again would come directly off of 13th Street there. An aerial photograph just shows the scenario. Right now, there is on-street parking along the north side of 13th Street and the south side. There's no driveway access for any property on the south side of 13th Street. So it's only parking on the south side. The staff did not receive any public input on this request. Again, the proposal is to convert the property now with the institutional zoning to a real estate office. So it's a smaller home. It'll be a smaller real estate office. The off-street parking area is required for a real estate office. And what they're proposing is the 3-vehicle parking space. One of those spaces does have to be ADA compliant, and it has to be van accessible ADA compliant. So you'll see it as a wider space. There's a couple of different ways you can make van accessible, but one of them is to have a wider space for the van, which is 11 foot wide, and then you can have a 5-foot access aisle. So they are complying with the ADA requirements for the parking spaces. That's the first variance. The second variance of setback. If you can scroll back to the drawing, it shows the easternmost space, 2 foot from the property line. What's important about that is close to a property line is the fact that it's not close necessarily to the residence, it's closer to the driveway that goes to the garage in the back of the property. So the encroachment is towards a driveway upon the adjacent property. The parking, so we'll stay with this drawing. The UDO does not allow, other than for residential properties, directly to be able to access a parking space from the street. So historically, and I'll give a couple of examples, that has been done years and years ago, but we don't allow any business now to come in and be able to pull directly into a parking space. So that's the specific code provision that they're trying to get the variance from. The parking ratio, so we base the number of spaces required on the amount of floor space used for the real estate business. And so that's how we came up with the 3 parking spaces. A kitchen area, for example, does not count towards the real estate office used area of the building. So the 3 spaces does meet our code. I mentioned the on-street parking, again, already existing both along Main Street and 13th Street. The single-family residence that's been there forever does not have any off-street parking. There's no driveway, no garage. So on-street parking has been the only way to park for that home since it was built. And it was historically used as single-family. I think it's been vacant for some time, and that's it's been for sale. I'd mentioned the existing shed in the rear yard. There's also a addition onto the back of the home that encroaches into the backyard area. So that's why the parking spaces can't be pushed further to the north to actually allow more of a separation from 13th Street. So it's really the only place they could do parking, other than the front yard. And that is something that we wouldn't want to see in that neighborhood, and have parking people directly pulling off of Main Street. I think there's a big difference if these spaces being pulled off of 13th, which is a limited street. It's a local street. It's not like Main Street, which is a collector street. I mentioned a few situations have occurred historically. The ones we're probably familiar with, I know I've been familiar with, that have direct pull-in parking, Bassett Office Furniture, the North Main Street Diner, the DeKalb Metal Finishing on 15th Street, the Fuel Social Club. All of those have where I could just off the street pull right into the space or pull back onto the street. Not a good situation in some instances, and that's why that code has been changed to the current requirements. But again, if it's residential, of course, driveways, you pull straight into the driveway. And so a lot of properties around this particular one has, driveway access to garages on the property. The applicant also submitted proposed findings for this request. So for staff recommendation, this property is just under 4,500 square foot. So it is a smaller residential lot. It's not even a full lot in the original platted areas. It was subdivided many, many years ago. So it's very limited what you could do for parking on the property. I think the applicants, they hired an engineer to take a look at what other options could they do. And it just wasn't really workable. This was the best scenario they offered up. As staff looked at it, there would be no way we would recommend a variance to pull directly off of Main Street into a space and then back out onto Main Street. And plus the appearance of it would not be pleasant. Along 13th Street, we have probably 3 other driveways coming in off of 13th Street. Again, it's a very limited length of street, so you don't have a lot of people using it as a cut through. It's limited traffic on that street. Not having any driveways on the south side of 13th Street, I think, is also a good thing. There is on-street parking, of course, and so if there's any customers or clients that need to come to the property, if there's not one of the 3 spaces available, there is on-street parking available. So in this instance, staff does support the variance for the direct access to the parking area. And then the setback, we also support, again, because it's encroaching on a driveway and not towards the side of someone's house per se. And so we feel comfortable with that request. And so we recommend that you accept staff proposed findings on both variance requests.
Lot coverage. Does this start getting close to that 70% lot coverage?
The front yard area is what saves this property for lot coverage. 70% is a high number. So we always calculate that and look at that closely. They actually have space between north of the parking spaces too. That'll be grassed area. So they do comply with 70% lot coverage.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for staff?
What happens if it turns back into a home?
They'll finally have off-street parking, so that's probably a good thing, the neighbors would think. However, the change of zoning is now for institutional. And since it's not currently being utilized for residential, they would have to get approval to go back to residential, either rezoning or a use approval. So it's really limited to institutional office, such as what we have here. Proposed here. Yes.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Would the applicant like to come and speak to the project? Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Kim Ward, 10808 Lockabray Lane in Fort Wayne. Northeastern Group Realty has been in Auburn now for probably 6 or 7 years. We're out by the Italian Grill currently. And just times have changed with the way people interact, and they don't really go out to institutional places. We really would love to be part of downtown. Our realtors are very engaged in the community. They like to have ice cream days after school and events and things. And so just being right downtown where we could do that, there's a little porch on the front where you can sit out there and do some work and wave at people as they go past and just be really good community partners. So we just think this would be a great spot. So thank you.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to speak for or against the project? Hearing none, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Discussion?
Liability to be used.
I think they'll take good care of it.
Yeah, being in a residential, it's inherently another driveway from a size standpoint. That would have pretty much been approved if it was a residential for access. So I don't think it's an unreasonable request.
No.
The findings of fact, can we do those in block with both of them?
I think we should vote on separately, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one is, find the fact, 608 South Main Street, standard variance, direct access, BZA standard variance 2026-016. Those are in front of you. Do you wish to adopt those findings of fact?
Yes.
Yes.
And then I'll entertain a motion for the first standard variance for 16.
Move to approve the findings of fact.
Oh, for the project, sorry.
For the project, or adopt the findings of fact. We're changing that a little bit.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second for BZA standard variance 2026-016. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, and then findings of fact for the second?
This is 608 South Main Street, standard variance apartment setback. It's BZA standard variance 2026-017. You have the proposed findings of fact from staff. You wish to adopt those?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion for the project.
Move to approve BZA standard variance 2026-017.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Good luck with your projects.
Thank you very much. We'll have an open house too.
Hey, hey, happy day.
Coming for ice cream.
100 kids coming.
Reports. Anything from the board? Staff?
We do not have any cases for September. Probably wait a few days just to make sure before sending out cancellation.
Okay.
Just at what time was it going to be during fair week?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's why.
Probably, yeah.
Gene?
And that would have been your last meeting, right, before retirement?
Ah.
This is it.
Ah.
Mayor's office?
BZA. This is my last BZA member meeting ever.
Oh my gosh. Ah.
We'll miss you.
We should have had cake.
Well,
We'll have an open house.
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, from everybody, from the BZA standpoint, I'm sure we'll talk on the planning commission side later on, but you've been a breath of fresh air in the office, and you've done very, very good, streamlined a number of different things. So it's been very, very appreciative for everything that you and the whole team bring to the table. So thank you all very, very much, and you've done great service. All right, hearing nothing else, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Gotta be faster. Fast.
And you still get to go to
Roundhouse. That's right. I just want
I
Roundhouse.
just made burgers for the family's lights.